morning. Y'all, I'm about to do my edges with y'all. You know I love you when I got my kitchen undone. Hi, welcome. If you're joining, my name is Fumi Ford, wife, mom, content creator based out of Birmingham, Alabama, but she's a Niger babe. That's pretty much the beginning of my YouTube videos, but welcome. If you're joining, let me know where you're watching from, what city and state that you're in. I think it's time for these braids to come out. I don't know about you, but when your edges start to be this thick, it's time for the braids to come out. It is looking real rough around the edges. But I haven't done a live on a weekday ever. So I don't know. I think most of you guys are at work. But if you're watching after the fact, let me know where you're watching from, what city and state that you're in, so I can say hey to you. We are going to do a quick makeup routine because I am headed to Atlanta. Hi, welcome. I'm headed to Atlanta this morning for a quick trip. I'll be back same day. I'm just going for Atlanta Fashion Week, and really just to support a really good friend of mine, because she is having like she's on a panel, and she sent me her invitation for me to come support. And of course, I'm gonna go support. I've already done my skincare routine. That's why my skin looks so lovely. Isn't she lovely? My skin looks amazing. So I'm gonna wrap my edges up, and we're gonna do our makeup. Now, everything I'm talking about, I did link down below, like with every other makeup routine that I've done. I link all the products so you can shop along with me. We've already done skincare, we've already done sunscreen. Let's go ahead and just get started. I'm gonna do the primer. I should have done the sunscreen after the primer, but baby, yeah, it is what it is. So, oh, there's a message. Okay, well, people are already being weird. This early in the morning, I don't get it. But if you're joining, let me know where you're watching from. Hi, Shandy. Hi, Bronco. Branco. If you're watching, let me know where you're watching from, what city and state that you're in, so I can say hey to you. We're going to start out with the brows. You guys know I do my eyes first and then my face because I am not that well versed in makeup, where I would have to, I'm not that well versed, where I can do like my makeup and then my eyes. It's just not happening. So we're gonna go ahead and do the eyes. Hey, hi, welcome. If you're joining, one of my kids' toys. Oh, my mic. I'm sitting on my mic. Let me know where you're watching from, what city and state. We're going to do a question and answer today, as well as talk about some of the crazy things I've been seeing lately just on social media that I think is just worth talking about. But if you have any questions, please comment them down below. Let me know. Good sis, have a great day watching from Philippines. Hey, Andrea. Hi, Philippines. How are you? How is the weather there? Naples, Florida. Okay, you guys, I mean, we're all over the world. Hi, Florida. What part of Florida are you in? We're all over the world, and I love that for us. We're everywhere. I am in Birmingham, Alabama. That's where I reside. I was born in Nigeria, and I pretty much lived in Alabama since I was 8 years old and came to the U.S. Waterloo. Okay, Arkansas. KS. I don't know what KS means. Is that Kansas? I'm not really that good with abbreviations of states. So you're gonna have to be really talk to me like I'm 12 years old. So let's go ahead and get the brows done. This is the NYX brow glue. I linked a brow gel and a pencil down below. This brow gel is just the best. I'm gonna show you it on this eye and then the other eye. Do I eat fufu? Of course. Last year, I decided that I wanted to learn how to cook. Now, I'm not the eldest sister. My sister, I have an older sister. So she was always in the kitchen with my mom. She was always cooking with my mom. So growing up, I really never had to learn how to cook. When I got married, I only knew how to cook three things, and that was spaghetti. I could make a mean spaghetti from scratch, and breakfast foods. I couldn't do grits. That was too high up for me. But I could do a mean egg. I could do pancakes. I mean, oatmeal. Anything you could think of breakfast foods. That's not hard. I could do. So when I got married, I did not know how to cook. I remember the first time I tried to cook for, he was my boyfriend. We were just dating. No, he was my fiance. We were dating. And I was like, oh, I'm going to go over his apartment, make him some food while he's at work. And y'all, I literally got to his apartment. He had some, like, what is that, beef? Like beef cubes in his freezer. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll make like beef cubes and some rice. I mean, I knew how to make rice. I had no idea that you had to put water in the beef cubes, right? So I put the beef cubes in the pot and put it right on the stove, and it's like just cooking on the stove, no water, no nothing. So I'm thinking, okay, you know what? Let me just run by Walmart. I can run by Walmart because I realized he didn't have rice. I was like, I'll just go run by Walmart. I'll pick up rice and I'll come back. Baby, by the time I came back, people were standing outside his apartment. There was fumes coming down from underneath his apartment because I like the pot, because it had no water, had burned and was smoking up. His alarm was going off. They were about to call the police when I pulled up in my car. And I ran and I unlocked it and I opened the door, and the whole place was smoked out. I had to leave the door open. I ran and turned the stove off, and literally I was like, yeah. And so when he came home, like 6 hours later, he was like, what happened? Why does everything smell like smoke? What is going on? And I was like, oh, I try to cook. And yeah, I never did that again. But when I had my kids, I was like, okay, I need to learn how to cook. So I started learning how to cook a lot of meals. And then last year, I decided I needed to learn how to cook African food. Hi, Bacon Grace. Welcome. We're just doing a makeup chat. Get ready with me. And so last year I started making African food. Now I can cook anything and everything. Like whatever you want, I can cook. You want fufu, I can make. You want a goosey, I can make. You want pounded yam, I can make. You want jollof rice, I can make. You want efforiro, ayamashe, like anything you want, I will cook for you for a small price, for a Birkin bag. Okay, do you guys see the difference in the eyebrows? I'll make suya, of course. I make pepper soup. The only thing I don't make is a wedu. Like I don't know how to do like the when it gets real complicated. I don't know how to make it. And I make West African food, mostly Nigerian. Do you see the difference in the brows now that I've used the brow glue? This one looks almost laminated, right? This one doesn't. Now, when I conceal around it, it's going to look even more. So this brow gel is absolutely amazing. The eyebrows are flawless. Thank you. Good morning, Tuscaloosa. You every day, always summer here. Okay, yeah, that's how it is in the South. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask. We're doing a question and answer. Get ready with me while we also talk about just life and life events or things that I've seen on the internet. Last time I came in here, I was talking about the girl who found out that her best friend or her friend was sleeping, cheating on cheating with her husband. But the best friend was also dating the brother. So the best friend was cheating on the brother with the friend's husband. That really rocked my world. Really rocked my world. Thank you for subscribing, babes. We do luxury, we do Amazon hauls, we do clothing hauls, we're fashion, lifestyle, and now a little bit of beauty. I'm putting a little bit more beauty into it. But yeah, what is the subject matter that we want to do today? The brows are looking so good, so fine. Fine girl, no pimples. Perfect. Okay, brows are done. We're gonna keep. What is the biggest challenge of being a creator? Oh my God, this is such a good question. Thank you. That's a really good question. I think the biggest challenge about being a creator, which I actually just dealt with, is the constant comparison. to other people. And I think when it comes down to it, y'all, that's just life. When you live in a world or work in a space where people judge you based off of like your looks, your intellect, how you talk, how you navigate the world, that people judge you and you get judged even more as a content creator, the biggest challenge you will face is comparing yourself to other people. I literally just dealt with it this week. So I'm so glad you asked this question because I, like, literally Monday, I was crying because I just was like, God, I'm working so hard. I'm showing up. I'm being consistent. I'm giving great content. And it's just like I'm stuck in the same place. Everybody else is like growing, doing better, getting all these accolades. And I'm just here. And I remember I called my husband and I was telling him how I felt. And I just was like, babe, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I'm on the right path. Listen, as an entrepreneur, let's just say that as an entrepreneur and as a person who lives in this world, you will have those moments. You will literally have those moments where you feel like your best is not good enough. You will have those moments where you feel like you are on a hamster wheel. Like going around, going around, running, 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 but never getting anywhere. You get what I mean? You will have those moments. I want you to understand it is okay to have these moments. It's okay to have, be in a place where you feel like you just aren't getting as far as you need to get, or you're not progressing, or other people are progressing past you. That's an okay feeling. We all go through those feelings. It happens every season. We go through seasons where we're on top of the world and everything's going good and everything that we touch is turning to gold and the money's coming in. Hold on. The money's coming in and the relationship is beautiful and everything that we touch is just being blessed. Hi, Zoe and Renee. We will have those moments, right, where we feel on top of the world. So then why do we think we're not going to have moments where we feel like we're failing? Why do you think we're not going to have moments where comparison sneaks in? Why do you think we're not going to have moments where we feel like our good enough is barely good enough? It's life works in cycles. If you are on top of the world all of the time, you're not actually living in reality. You're living in a state of delusion, right? Nobody is constantly happy. Nobody. We will go through life and life will beat us down, right? Life will give us unexpected troubles and wahala and woes. Life. That's okay. I don't want you to beat yourself up because you're in a slump or you don't feel good about the trajectory of your business, the trajectory of your life. You're not married and you want to get married and you feel like you should be happy being single. You should be happy being single, but it's okay to also feel like, God, why is it not happening for me? Happy birthday, Grace. It's okay to wonder why everybody is doing better. It's okay to. What is not okay is to dwell in that place. It's okay to feel jealousy. It's okay to feel like my life isn't where I want it to be. I see what God is doing for others. I see how others are succeeding. I'm not there and I'm not okay with it. Now, what am I going to do with these feelings? If you allow the feelings to set you back, if you allow the feelings to be like, oh, okay, well, this isn't for me. Well, this isn't for me. This isn't, everybody else is winning. I'm losing. Nobody's looking at my content. Wants to marry me. Everybody's getting married. Look at this girl. She's had like 3 husbands already. These are thoughts that come, right? But if you allow them to get you in the place where you quit, you stop moving or you move backwards, you have literally lost, right? You have lost the entire plot to the story and you have allowed the enemy to win. You have given the enemy free reign to say, okay, look at her. She's agreeing with everything I'm telling her. Sometimes the thoughts that come to you, and I don't know, ooh, baby, I don't know why I'm preaching, but somebody needed to hear this. Sometimes the thoughts that come to you don't belong to you. Let me say that again. Sometimes the thoughts that come to you do not belong to you. You get thoughts all day, you're a failure. You're not doing good. Nobody loves you. That's not you. That's not you. You have to arrest those thoughts when they come. As soon as you hear, and y'all, let me just tell you, it's easier to agree with those thoughts than it is to switch the channel. It's easier to sit there and watch a show that you don't want to watch because you don't want to get up. It's harder to get up, grab the remote, and change a channel. And that's what I want to. That's what I want you to do when thoughts like that come that are not your thoughts. When thoughts like that come and say, Crystal, you're a failure. You're never going to do any good. Look at you. Everybody is succeeding past you. Do not agree with those thoughts. Do not sit in those thoughts. Do not say, yes, that's so true. Do not allow those thoughts to make a nest on top of your head. My dad, hold on, I'm looking for my setting spray and I cannot find it. My dad said something that really stuck with me. He said, a bird can fly over your head. You cannot stop a bird from flying over your head. That the top is your territory. What becomes the problem is when you allow that bird to lay a nest on top of your head and roost. You get what I mean? A bird can fly over your head. When you come into agreement and allow that bird to nest and then have kids and roost, that's when it becomes your problem. That's when you have allowed it. And yes, those thoughts can be debilitating. But do you know what? What happens when I get these thoughts? And again, I just went through this on Monday. So I think it's perfect that we're talking about this. I literally just went through this on Monday. This is the Pro Conceal. Everything I'm using, I've linked down below. If you have hyperpigmentation, this helps you even out your skin. I have hyperpigmentation around my mouth and a little bit under my eyes. So I'll use the Orange Pro Concealer. And it's great for dark skin. What I do when I am being crippled by these thoughts, and this is what happened. I literally called somebody. Phone a friend. What was that show where they asked you to phone a friend? Phone a friend. Hold on. There is power in numbers. There's power in when you're weak, your sister's strong. There's power in when you feel like you're failing, somebody else can talk you out of it. So I called my husband. I said, babe, this is how I'm feeling. I don't know what to do. I literally, you let it sit for a little bit and then you dab it with your, either a brush or your powdered. You just dab it like you would your foundation and kind of let it set in. Once it sets in, you can get a setting powder and set it in some more. So I'll probably use a little bit of a setting powder to set this in even more. Whenever I use liquids with makeup, I will set it with setting powder because I want that liquid to set really well. So you got to understand, you don't have to do it alone. Thank you, Sybil Webster, for becoming a member. I love that. Welcome. Welcome, babes. You don't have to do it alone. Call somebody. Do not sit there and wallow in it. Now, sometimes these thoughts come. Sometimes these things come and you can literally just get up and walk around and then just get out of the mode. But sometimes when you cannot get out of that mode, it's more than just simple thoughts. It's the enemy. And I don't know if you guys are in here are Christians, but I definitely am. You got to get in there and say, these are not my thoughts. These thoughts that are telling me that I'm no good, that's not me. These thoughts that are telling me that I'm not going to amount to anything, that's not me. These thoughts that are saying that I'm not beautiful, that's not me. These thoughts that are saying that I'm a failure, that's not me. I'm not going to come into agreement with these thoughts. I just refuse to come into agreement with it. So once you start feeling that way, you cannot shake it off. You've prayed, you've, gotten up, baby, call somebody. please call a spouse, call a best friend, call, somebody that's just there for you, somebody that you know is encouraging. Do not call your no good friends that are going to be like, girl, yeah, no, I feel the same way. I'm also depressed. Nah, baby, you need to call that person that's going to be like, hold on, let's pray first. Right? That's what the scripture says. Every thought that exalts itself above the knowledge of God, you seize. Thank you, Brittany. That you call that person that you know is going to be like, hold on, before we even start, let's go ahead and pray. You're going to call that person that's going to say, oh, you know what? Why don't I just come over? You call that person that's going to be like, girl, I can't talk right now, but I'm going to call you as soon as I get off. Or let me send you these scriptures. When exactly, if you call the wrong person, they will make it worse. They will help you wallow in it as well. They're like, girl, same. I'm also on in the pits of hell too. Nah, baby, I need somebody that's out of hell that can help me get out of the hell I'm in. This is a Fenty Beauty Pro Conceal. We are concealing underneath our eyes to bring a little bit of light and in our T-zones and T areas. So you need to have friends that are, godly, prayer warriors, friends that got some sense. Let's just be honest. Friends that got some sense that can talk you through it. So call your mom, call your sister. If you don't have anybody that you can talk to, nobody in your life that has that kind of, can help you, that's when you go to God and you pray. And then in a practical sense, call your therapist. Girl, get on the phone and call a teletherapist and say, this is what is going on. Here's what I need help with. What are the tools that I need to deal with this? The next thing you can do is literally get up and get out. You don't have a therapist. You don't have anybody to call. You're sitting at home. You're wallowing. You're feeling like you're just in a deep, dark place. Get up and get out. Go to a park. Go to a park. If you're home by yourself, get out of the house. Because sometimes it's a familiarity of our surroundings that makes us even more in stuck in the place. Now, I'm not talking about clinical depression. If you have clinical depression, please go see a doctor. There are different things. But I'm talking about when you're in a funk. These are the things that you can do, right? Call a therapist, and then get up and walk. Get out of your house. Change that channel. It goes back to that thing where I said you get up and you change your channel. You don't sit and you don't wallow in it. You get up and you change your channel. So when you're feeling funky and you feel like nothing in your life is going right and the enemy's beating you up left and right and you can't call a friend, nobody's answering, nobody's ready, nobody's there, get out of your house. Find an activity. When I broke off my engagement and I was just going through a time where I was like really depressed, because I broke off an engagement to a very toxic person. Hey sis, I'm getting ready to head to Atlanta to see you. So when you are in a place where you just feel like nothing is going right in your life, like I broken off an engagement. I was one of those girls that was the last to get married in her friend group, right? So all of my friends got married in their 20s. And here I am at the ripe old age of 25, 24, and I didn't have a man in sight. Baby couldn't find him. He was lost like Nemo. Could not find a man in sight. And I'm here beating myself up saying, well, your sister's married and this person's married. And then my best friend got a boyfriend and we were living together. And I'm here solo dolo single, broke off an engagement, thinking life was over. The first thing I did, I just used the Fenty Beauty Pro Conceal. I've linked everything down below. This is the Pro Concealer. Use it underneath my eyes just to conceal it. And then I have, my T-zones I concealed. We're going to now also use the Fenty Beauty Contour Stick. So I underpaint with my makeup. I underpaint, which means that I do my concealer and contour first and blush, and then I do my foundation. So everything I'm using, I've linked down below. This is the Fenty Beauty Contour Stick Matchstick in this gorgeous dark ebony color. It's the darkest color they have. So I'm just going to conceal and kind of chisel out my cheeks, so I don't look like a full moon. Also my nose, and then we're going to contour the chin a little underneath the chin. And then I'm also going to do my forehead in a little bit once I lay my edges down, because I don't think they're done yet. But I broke off my engagement. I was going through a really bad depressive state. And I remember the day of my wedding, the day I was supposed to get married, I woke up early in the morning. I woke up at like 4 in the morning. And I was like very sad, very depressed, because I thought I was going to get married, and I broke off my engagement like literally 3 months, 2 months before the wedding. I had moved back in with my parents. I had moved out of my apartment with my roommates, my house with my roommates, and I moved back in with my parents to save money, because I was like, oh, I'll be married in 3 months. I'll save money. So I was living with my parents now. Not only had I lost my apartment, and but I had also like lost a fiance, and I'm living with my parents at 23 years old. I think I was 24 then. And yeah, my nose does lean to the right, but that's just how God made me, Dana. What do you want me to do about it? When you guys point out weird things like that, I'm like, are you gonna pay for the surgery? I wouldn't do surgery, baby. I like me the way that I am. I actually had an accident and it tipped my nose to the side. I got in a really bad accident. But okay, what was I saying? So I'm living with my parents. I am not like in a really good place in my life. I feel like everybody is progressing past me. I'm here, 24 years old, don't have any prospects. And the day that I was supposed to get married, I woke up and I just was feeling horrible about myself. And I woke up and I started cleaning. So for me, if I feel bad, I would just automatically start cleaning, or now cooking is my like de-stressing place. But I started cleaning. So I woke up at 4 a.m., my parents' house. I'm running the vacuum while they're sleeping. I am dusting down everything I could dust down, just to take my mind off the fact that today I was supposed to get married. And I went into work normal because I didn't get married. I went into work and I sat at my job at my desk and I cried and cried and cried. Mind you, this man was not a good man. This man was not supposed to be my spouse, but it still didn't stop the point that I felt like I was failing because I hadn't succeeded at this thing, which is everybody makes out to be, oh, you got to get married. You got to have kids, especially for women. You got to be married by 21. The longer you wait, you're too old. You're this, you're that. So I thought like I had failed. So I remember I'm sitting at work and I'm crying. And I'm just like, oh my God, the thoughts are coming in. You're no good. It's too many trolls. I usually have a person that will help, but she's not here. So if anybody wants to help with that, please let me know. I just have to know you well enough. But I'm sitting at my desk crying, feeling like, oh, life is over. You're no good. That's why you couldn't even make a marriage last. That's why you couldn't even make it to the altar. And I knew that if I stayed in that place, if I stayed there and I kept letting my mind run, if I stayed there and kept accepting these lies, because that's what they are, they're lies. They feel like they're coming from you, but they're not coming from you. So, you're so Eva's like, trolls, get out. She's giving us gems. So I remember I just thought, Fumi, you have to get out. Now, I couldn't get out because I was at work. So on my lunch break, I was like, you got to get out. Because usually on my lunch break, since I broke off the engagement, I would go sit in my car and cry. And I was like, you can't sit in this place. You're 23, 24 years old, and you're literally depressed over a man that was one of the worst experiences of your life. So I was like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find something to do. I looked up a soup kitchen. I don't know why I was like, I need to go find a soup kitchen. I need to serve. I don't know why I thought that was the end, like the thing that I needed to do. But I looked up a soup kitchen, found one, and went there. And literally, y'all, I went there the first day. I went there, I introduced myself, and I said, I would like to serve. And they were like, okay, we serve lunch from 11:30 to 12:30 every day. You can come as much as you want, and if you want to come and help cook or whatever, you can. I said, okay, that's great. I said, I'll start coming on my lunch breaks. And for 2 years, because after I broke off my engagement, I was single for 2 years. For 2 years, y'all, I went to that soup kitchen every single day. I started out going once a week, and then I brought it up to 3 times a week because it just made me feel so good. It took my mind off my pain. It took my mind off of like how I felt. So I started going every single day. And that soup kitchen, like, I talk about it all the time. It saved my life. By the time I met my husband, I had done the work to just be a happy person, to go back to being the happy person that I was before I broke off my engagement. Now, mind you, I broke off my engagement. The guy I was engaged to was verbally abusive. So I went through a time where I was going through verbal abuse, emotional abuse, mental abuse, and then going through breaking up. Now the thoughts of, so I had to like heal from all that. I went to church. I prayed more. I didn't get into another relationship. I talked to people, but I didn't get into another relationship for 2 years. I just kind of kept to myself and healed so that when, oh, let me see what color this is. Purple. Oh, I don't think I want to do purple eyeshadow. Oh, it's a light purple. Yeah, that's good. So by the time I met my husband, I was already in such a more healed place. This is a jumbo stick for NYX. It's an eyeshadow stick. Look how, baby, this purple is stunning. Stunning, stunning. And it's just a little bit on the eyelid, and that's it. So by the time I met my husband, I was in such a healed place. Because a lot of times, y'all, we go into relationships and we literally are taking baggage from one relationship to another, to another, to another. So we come out of this relationship, right, where the guy is yelling at us all the time. He's constantly mean. He's constantly just an angry person. And then we go into this new relationship with this guy, and we're waiting for the meanness to come out. We're treating him like he's just gonna blow up any minute. Anytime he's not like in the best of moods, we start getting scared. We're projecting the pain that we've been through onto this new person, and they don't deserve it. Or we were in a relationship in the past, and the guy was, a cheater. Like, he cheated on us all the time. I'm using this gorgeous dark color on the outer corners to kind of bring some dimension to it, around the purple, just on the corners. So we were in a relationship where the guy was unfaithful all the time, like constantly cheating. We're finding things on his phone, things on their phone. And we get into a new relationship, and we're checking on this man or this woman every 3 seconds. We're grabbing this person's phone. This person has never given us any inclination that they're cheating. But because we have pain, because we have this pain point of unfaithfulness, we start putting that on our new partner. And let me just tell you this, nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves that. Nobody deserves to have to pay for the sins of somebody else. But when you are unhealed, that's what happens. When you are in a place where you are unhealed, you take that pain, you take that fear, you take that, just ickiness, and you bring it into the new relationship because you trusted that first one and they let you down. Guess what you're going to do the next time you get into a new relationship? You're going to be less trusting. And then you get into another relationship. You're going to be less trusting. You get into another relationship and you're going to be less trusting. And then it gets to the point you're up at 4 a.m. putting his fingerprint on his phone, or putting in his code, or putting his phone up to his face so you can go through his phone and make sure he's not cheating. Baby, that's not the life. Because if I have to do that, then I don't need to be with you. If I have to constantly check your phone, then I don't need to be with you. If I have to wait till you go to sleep to look through your things, I don't need to be with you. If I have to follow you to work to make sure you're at work, I don't need to be with you. That means either you, the person you're with, is lying and you know they're lying, you just don't want to admit it, or you have unhealed trauma from past relationships. Those are the only two things. Either that person is giving you a reason to feel this way, or you have not truly healed from that relationship where that man was cheating on you from sun up to sundown. You have to figure that out and then move accordingly. If it's that you're not healed, then maybe you're not ready for a relationship, right? If you are in a place where you know, oh no, it's not them, it's me, I'm the problem, maybe you need to take a minute and really think, is this something that I can sustain? Because let me tell you, when you're in a, I keep saying, let me tell you something. When you're in a relationship and you're dating somebody, you're getting the best of that person, right? Think about it. When you're dating somebody, you're not out here. Your hair's always done. Your nails are done. You know, you got on the best Jordans if you're a man. You know, you put your best foot forward. You're not going to show them your insecurities, really. You're not going to show them, that you're a little off center. You're not going to show them that you cry at every little thing. You're not going to show them that, you don't really, you show them the best of yourself because it's like a job interview. You're interviewing to be a part of this person's life. So you're going to put your best foot forward. That other person is also putting their best foot forward. If you don't like something about that person and it's a big thing, it doesn't get any better. I had to pause on that. People don't get better, right? They learn and they may grow, but who they are essentially, you meet a 30-something-year-old man, you meet a 20-something-year-old man, he's 20 years old, right? He's lived on this earth for 20 years. He's lived on this earth for 30 years. Maybe some of them have lived on this earth 40, 50, 60 years. Y'all are just meeting them. You meet them, and they just are giving you red flags all the time. Red flags every single way, baby. They're waving the United Colors of Benetton worth of red flags. And you're thinking, well, it'll just get better. He'll get better. All he needs is a good woman in his life. It'll get better. I can help. I can change him. Baby girl, baby girl. That man has lived this way. He's been argumentative his whole life. He lashes out when he's angry. He's done that. You've seen him do that with you. You've seen him do it with his sister. You've seen him do it with his mom. You've seen him do it with friends. Went to restaurants and he's lashed out at servers. He's lashing out at people. He has a short fuse. He just is constantly, angry. And you're thinking, oh, yeah, no, he's going to get better. Delusion. Denial is a river in Egypt. That man is not your man. That woman is not your woman. You are dating somebody and baby, that phone stays glued to them. They won't give you passwords to their phone. Now, I'm not talking about, invading somebody's privacy, but my husband has every bit of my password. I have every bit of his password. He can grab my phone today and put the code in and go through it. I do not care. I can grab his phone, put his code in and go in. And if you're dating somebody and they won't even, baby, if you look at their phone weird, they're angry. If you ask them to see their phone, they're like, no, just give me the number. I'll just put it in. When they start giving you signs that they are not to be trusted, please, 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 please believe them. Because that's what's going to keep you from the headache later on when now you're too far in. Now you're married. Now you've taken the vows. Now you have kids together. Now you've moved in together. Because a person just gets more seated in their ways the older they get and the more you get to know them. Thank you, Laya. So let me get back to the story, because you guys asked me about how to get out of like that a state where you're just not feeling your best. Those are the tips I would give you when you're in a place where, you know, the devil is speaking to you. He's telling you you're no good. He's telling you that you're failing. He's telling you, oh, look at all your friends. All your friends are married but you. He's using other people to bring you down. He's using, friends and family, even your mom, you know, even your dad. He's using other people because sometimes it's not strangers that make us feel some type of way. Sometimes it can be our own family. Oh, look, your sister's married. Your brother's married. Even your younger sister got married before you. And look at you, still single. Look at you, still out here, right? He's using other people. Oh, look, everybody's succeeding. Look at all the people, doctors, lawyers, and you here still sit. He uses other people to try and bring you down. You got to shut out those voices, right? You got to shut out those voices. You got to tell them, hey, listen, if you keep talking this way to me, I cannot be around you anymore. Because how crazy is it that you are in a place where you are not feeling your best, and then you go hang around somebody, or you go sit, or you sit on the phone with somebody that will bring you down even more? Your mental health is more important than anybody else. You got to ask God, is this somebody I should be hanging around? Is this somebody I should be around? And I'm talking relationship, platonic as well as romantic. You're in a relationship and this man can't say anything good to you or about you. You're in a relationship and this woman can't say anything good to or about you. You're in a relationship and this, you're friends with somebody, and every time you come around them and you leave, you feel worse than you did, right? They're always constantly bringing you down. They're constantly pointing out your flaws. They're constantly making jokes at your expense. Every time you leave from around them, you feel like, you're not doing anything with your life. They do everything they can to bring you down. Oh, this eyelash is peppering me. They do everything they can to make you feel some sort of way. Baby, that's not anybody you need to hang around. You need to be around people that lift you up. You need to be around people that speak life into you. When you are going through a space where you yourself can't speak life over yourself, surround yourself with people who will and can. Surround yourself with people who will always have your best interests at heart. So, again, for the tips, when you don't feel your best and life is really sort of beating you down, when you feel like everything around you is failing, surround yourself with people who can speak life into you. Second, call your therapist. Like, go ahead, grab the phone and call a therapist. There's a lot of teletherapists that you can call, do Zoom calls with over the phone. If you can't afford it, there's services where they will give you free help. And then the next thing that you can do is just get up and get out. Sis, when was the last time you exercised? When was the last time you got up and got your body moving? Exercising releases endorphins. You're sitting in the house, you're going through this episode, your house is a mess, there's no food in your kitchen because you're too tired and mentally ill to like go in. Baby, get out of that house. And if you can't, call somebody and ask them to help you get out of the house. Right? It goes back to surround yourself with people who have your best interests at heart, that you can call and say, hey, sis, I'm feeling really bad. Can you come? I'm feeling really bad. Can you pray with me? I'm feeling really bad. What should I do? Surround yourself with people like that. And I promise you, you will slowly but surely start to crawl your way out of that space where you're anxious, where you're sad, where you're depressed. Circumstances in life brings us to this place. It's okay to feel that way. Don't beat yourself up because you feel that way. It's okay. Circumstances, you can have everything in this world and still feel that way. Look at the celebrities that go through episodes and end up unaliving themselves. And they have everything you could think. They have a beautiful wife, family, money, monies, and they still are not happy. There is no indicator of, hey, of there's nothing in this world that you can have externally that will make you happy internally. Now, there are things that can add to your happiness, but there's nothing external that can make you happy, that can bring you joy. That is inner work. That is inner work that you have to do with you, your therapist, and God. And that takes time. So again, I don't want you to feel some sort of way when you are not that happy-go-lucky person. I don't want you to feel that way when you are in this episode where you feel like you just aren't succeeding. I don't want you to beat yourself, because what happens is we feel bad, then we feel bad because we feel bad. So it's like a cycle. We don't know how to get out of it, and we're beating ourselves up because we're in it. The first step is to realize this happens to everybody. Everybody goes through highs and lows in life. When you acknowledge that, now you can fight the issue and the symptom, right? Figure out, why do I feel this way? What was that trigger that made me feel this way? Did I go on the internet and saw that, my ex was getting engaged and then it triggered this episode? Did I go on the internet and saw that somebody was having a baby and it triggered this episode? Did I talk to a friend and they trauma dumped on me and now I've taken on their issues because I'm an empath and now I feel this way? I can't really figure out why I feel like it, but I know I started feeling like it when I talked to this person. Figure out where it started, right? Get a journal, write it down, figure out where it started so that you can remember for next time. Okay, maybe I need to take a social media break. Maybe I feel like I'm failing because I am watching other people's highlight reels. Maybe I think I'm failing because I'm only feeding myself on people's, like, literally, y'all, people lie all the time. People lie all the time in real life. Do you not think that they're not on social media lying? Quick. Comment. Let me know. Quick. Shop. Do you not think they're on the internet lying? They lie all the time. They will look you in the face and lie. Do you not think they're not coming on this here, Beyonce's internet, and lying out of their teeth? They are. You get on the internet and you look at people's lives and what they tell you, and it instantly makes you feel some sort of way about your life. We are such a consumeristic society. We live off of other people's goals, other people's life. We see other people and we compare ourselves to them. It used to be celebrities, and with celebrities, there was a degree of separation because you knew they were a celebrity. But now with influencers and, content creators and media personalities, there's not that separation, because the whole point of an influencer is just to be an everyday person that just suggests goods to you, right? They're just everyday people, and you just get a sneak peek into their lives. Sis, not everything they post is true. Not everything it may be true, but it's a contextualized truth, right? It's a contextualized truth. Oh my God, I got nominated for this award. Oh, their manager might have put them in for the award. Their manager may have been the one that nominated them, right? Oh, I got invited to this thing. Well, mind you, their manager is emailing like literally 50 emails a day to get them to events. You're here by yourself saying, wow, this person is always going somewhere. Look at me sitting at home. And it's just you. You don't have a team behind you, right? You're looking at their life. Oh, I just bought this Range Rover and, I'm 23 years old. And here you are, 23, don't even have a car. or in a Honda Civic and you're thinking, what am I doing wrong? Well, babe, you don't know what some people may have done everything, worked really hard. Not everybody's lying. Let's just put it that way. Not everybody's lying. May have worked really hard to get it. Some people may be working off credit. Some people may have gotten that bag that you want with a firm, small, simple payments. Some people may be up to their eyeballs in debt. Some people come from generational wealth. A lot of these influencers come from money. Let's just be so honest. There were the girls in high school that had money. And so when they start out, they already have a leg up. They grew up with Louis Vuitton. They grew up with Yves Saint Laurent. They grew up with Givenchy. They grew up with all this stuff. So when they became a content creator, they were already in the know, right? They already had these things. If they can't pay a bill, they have somebody they can lean on and call. Some of them are married with husbands with income, right? I'm raising my hand. So you can't get to the place where you sit there and compare yourself or compare what's happening in your life to the highlight reel or the circumstantial life of somebody else. Because your circumstances aren't their circumstances. They are operating from a different place than you are. So if you get to a place and you just feel like you're failing because you're watching other people succeed on the internet, baby, log off for a little bit. And I tell myself this all the time. You are consuming too much. If you get to a place where you just feel like your good enough isn't good enough because you see other people doing other things that you're not doing, then you need to take a break. You need to take a breather. You need to get off the internet for a little bit and reacclimate to what real life looks like, right? And reacclimate to the blessings that you have in your life. And again, realize people are working with things that you're not working with. I am a full-time content creator because of my husband. I make good money as a content creator where I could, not have him and be fine, but I'm able to do more because I have him. There are a lot of other people who don't have that. So I want you, when you get on the internet, I always tell people just suspend reality when you're watching content creators. Suspend reality for a little bit. We can still be real and vulnerable and all this stuff, but even the vulnerability is control vulnerability, right? Even the things people show you on the internet is what they want to show you, right? Even when you're watching people who seem like they're so authentic, they show you everything, they still have to film and sit down and edit it. So they're still editing out parts that they may not want you to see. So even the realness and the relatability is to a certain point because it's curated content. Okay? So if you are in a place where you feel like you're failing because you are taking in too much of what other people are putting down, then baby, take a minute. And it goes back to what I said. Evaluate what that trigger was. If you're feeling some sort of way, evaluate what that trigger was. For me, when I broke off my engagement, the trigger was other people in healthy relationships, other people that were getting married. I mean, it got to the point where even my best friend, it was hard for me to want to be around her because she was in a relationship, that I had even helped her, get into this relationship. We were in a relationship at, no, not my best friend, one of my other friends. We were in a relationship at the same time. Hers went on to be amazing. She got married. And here I am with a broken engagement. And here we thought we were going to do it together. So I got off social media now I wasn't a content creator back then. I got off social media for 2 years. That broken engagement really shifted something in my mind to where I was not a happy person for a good year and a half. So I got off social media because I said my mental health. Also getting on there, seeing him with his new girlfriend, posting things. Then I had to see him at church because we went to the same church. I was slowly but surely losing my mind. Like I'm not gonna lie. I was in a very dark place. I got off social media for 2 years. Now, I'm, girl, happily married. And I thank God every day that I did not go through with that marriage, because God was saving me from turmoil. Like literally, God saved my life by breaking off that engagement. I just didn't know it at that time, right? Got off social media. And then, of course, when I met my husband, my now husband, I was back on social media, but I wasn't creating content or anything. I just was a regular person on Facebook. But I knew what I needed to do to fix how I felt, right? A lot of times we know what we need to do. It's the doing it that's hard. Sometimes we know, okay, every time I go around this person, they make me depressed. Every time I go around them, they make me depressed. But this has been my best friend since I was in high school. This has been my best friend since I was 12 years old. This has been my best friend since, I even knew about best friends. Sis, you don't have to remain friends with that person just because they've been your best friend for forever. If they don't serve you in the season that you're in, and I'm not saying serve you in like utilitarian terms, but if they don't bring you joy, if they bring you down when you're around them, sis, you need to cut them off. You need to have a talk with them and say, hey, whenever I'm around you, you make jokes about me that make me feel bad about myself. Whenever I'm around you, you make me feel some sort of way. Whenever I come around you, I don't feel like I'm at my best. Have that talk and then step back. So I'm going to step back for a while till I feel good about myself. And then maybe we can revisit this friendship, right? Be honest with the people. Mom, listen, whenever I come over your house, all you do is talk about how I don't have a spouse, how everybody is succeeding but me, how your best friend's son is now a doctor, how this, I cannot allow that into my life right now because I'm trying to level up. And if that's it with your blood sister, then have that talk with her. And if she can't change, if she can't adapt, then you have to step back. I'm not saying cut them off all the way, but step back. Maybe some events you don't go to. Maybe some parties you don't go to. Maybe you don't talk to them on the phone as much. But you let them know, listen, every time I come around you, you say things that really hurt my feelings, right? Every time I come around you, you make me feel some sort of way, And I don't know if you mean to be this way or if I'm being too sensitive, but for the sake of my mental health, I am going to limit my time around you until I'm better. So then you don't put the blame on them. Now, if it's them and they're just mean and evil, baby, cut them off. Like I'm saying for the people that sometimes say things like your mom saying, "Oh, when are you going to get married? When are you going to get married?" If she's not willing to stop that talk, then say, "Mom, I'm going to have to limit the interaction or the amount of times I come over here or this." Now, if they're being malicious intentionally, cut them off. You don't need to be around somebody that is going out of their way to make you feel bad, to make themselves feel good. That's not a good person. That's not a person you want to give your time and effort and energy to at all. Yo, I'm trying to open this new bronzer. I just bought this Makeup Forever bronzer and we're trying to open it. See, because I want you to realize in this life that you're in, nobody is responsible for your happiness. Nobody is going to take your mental health seriously. Nobody's going to go out of their way to make sure that you are being, talked to correctly. Nobody's going to do that but you. You are your own cheerleader. You have to be your own safeguard. You have to be your own referee when it comes to the energies that you allow into your life. So I want you to always think about that when you have to cut somebody off. Because I promise you, they would just as easily cut you off if you are the problem in their life. So then why are you now sitting here so worried about what somebody's going to think when at the end of the day, they're going to do what's best for them. Be your own safeguard. Be your own, bulldog. Be the person that worries about you the most. Be the person that looks out for you the most. Like, be that person for yourself. Because, baby, your mental health will thank you for it. Your future will thank you for it. Your future self will thank you for it. I promise you. So that I want y'all to work on that the next 3 months. Is just taking your mental health into consideration over somebody else's. Over somebody else's. Please, please, please. When you feel like you're not doing any good, when you feel like life is failing you, when you feel like you're failing, you're not. You're not. It's not true. You just have to switch your thinking and switch the channel on your thoughts. You got to think new thoughts. You got to go around different people. You got to get up and pray. You got to call your therapist. You got to do everything possible to make sure you don't end up staying in that place longer than you should. Again, there's nothing wrong with feeling that way. We all go through these ebbs and flows in life. There are days where we feel like we are on top of the world. Nobody can mess with us. We are the, queen. We're cream of the crop. Everything is succeeding. Everything we touch turns to gold. And then there are seasons where we feel like nothing is going right. That is life. Say it with me. That's life. Life is ebb and flow. You're not always going to feel on top of the world. You're not always going to feel like you are crushing every goal. Okay, that's life. But I want you to always remember that feelings should be acknowledged, but feelings aren't facts. Feelings are just an indicator that something is wrong and you need to get up and move or change or, switch up. But feelings aren't facts. I can feel like the whole world is against me, and that's not true. I can feel like I'm failing. That's not true. I can feel like, nothing in my life is going right. That's not true. Because in the whole scheme of things, I am very blessed. In the whole scheme of things, you are very blessed. So I want you to remember that feelings are good and you should acknowledge it, but feelings aren't facts. Do not make decisions off of temporary feelings. Do not change your life based off of temporary feelings. Do not, move and make major decisions based off of how you feel in that moment. So, the makeup is coming along really well. You guys can always shop any of the things that I used down below. I think I'm going to use a little bit of mascara underneath my eyes. So we've done the blush. Let us do, this is Say Beauty. I didn't link it, but love it. It's, what do you call this thing? What do you call it? Highlighter. It's like a gold, beautiful gold highlighter. So we're going to just, what is this underneath my eye? Don't know what that is. We're going to highlight right here on the bridge of our nose. I like to highlight my Cupid's bow. And then, of course, grab this right here and highlight right on my, you guys see that highlighter? Isn't it so pretty? Right there. Just wherever the sun hits you naturally is where you're going to highlight. Now, I like a soft highlight because, baby, I remember the trophy wife era when you guys were looking like the Tin Man. Trophy wife was a mess. I never bought it because I would see people with it from 10 miles away. They would be bling, bling, blinging from 10 miles away. with their trophy wife. That's hilarious. Somebody's like, I tried to reach you about your car's warranty. That's so funny. I remember when that trend was happening on TikTok. People were doing the car warranty thing. Okay. I'm going to do lipstick off camera. I think I'm going to end the live here. We've been on here for an hour and I really got to hit the road. So I'm going to finish off lipstick and everything off camera. I'm actually going to set this right now. And this is the one size setting spray. So Urban Decay is like a moisturizing spray. This is a setting spray with alcohol that's actually going to set your makeup. So if you don't want your makeup to move, one size, that's what you need. If you want moisturizing, so I use this during the makeup process, but I finish it off with this. And it's this one size thing has been the best thing I've gotten this year. As well as, do you see the, what do you call that? The setting powder for underneath your eyes, this one size, and this is Rich Peach. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. I also have another color in it that's a little bit lighter for when I want brighter eyes. Stunning. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you got something out of this live, got to see me do my makeup, linked all the makeup products down below. I love y'all. You're so welcome. I'm about to head to Atlanta. I will vlog that. There is no video today for Vlogtober. I've committed to 4 videos a week and 1 live. So this is my 1 live. There's going to be a video tomorrow. It's going to be a sit down video. I think fall boots is what y'all asked for. So it's going to be a fall boots haul, bootsy Collins, if you will. So, and then I just ordered some things from Walmart. So we'll have a Walmart haul for fall as well as fall trends. I mean, I shot 6 videos on Tuesday night. So I got videos coming and I'm going to be shooting more. If you have any content ideas, please, please, please send me a DM and I will shoot it for you. I even shout you out. If it's a really great one, I'll give you a shout out in the video because I'm just looking for video ideas for Vlogtober. I think the last week in Vlogtober, I'm going to do a video every day. So, but for now, I can only commit to 4 and 1 live. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.